Hey, good morning, you guys. It's Heather Quizzle. I'm here to level up your business and level up your life. And let's talk about goals today. It's the last day of the month, and that's a big deal, especially if you are in network marketing or real estate or any sort of business where you close out a month like we do. And oh my goodness, I want to, oh, I hate it when that happens. There we go. I want to share a conversation I was having with a gal the other day who was just feeling frustrated. She felt like her business wasn't moving. And she just said, I have these goals, but I'm really afraid I'm not going to hit it. And then I'm going to be a failure. And I don't want to be a failure. How many of you have ever felt like that? I know I used to feel like this when I was in high school. I don't know if any of you guys know this. I was a fairly good high jumper, long jumper, triple jumper. I'm a white girl in Montana, so the competition wasn't that fierce. Right? But I will say, I always in my mind had targets I was aiming for, right? But I very rarely shared those out loud because I did not want somebody to see me not hit that goal, that fear of failure. And that carried into when I started my business. I felt the same way. I knew where I was headed, but I wasn't voicing it or writing it down or setting a date because it gave me plenty of room. And then I never felt like I was a failure. And certainly I didn't have the perception that other people would see me as a failure too. Does that make sense? But guys, here's what I found. People, and I find this as a coach, as a mentor to people who are in business, that there is this thing that we all sort of go through of this fear of failing. So I'm just not going to set the goal, because if I don't set the goal, I'm actually always going to exceed, right? Because there was no bar even to begin with. But I found that that's actually a dangerous place to be in, because if you have a bar that's set really low, or you don't have a bar at all, we will actually rise to the level of excellence that's expected. So if your level of excellence is actually pretty low, you're going to deal with mediocrity, and you're going to be fine with that. It's very comfortable there, and I've spent a lot of time there. I know what that's like. But man, if you raise your expectation and that bar on yourself a little bit, just the act of mentally setting that higher expectation, you will rise to it. I'll tell you that I have never hit a goal when I said I was going to do it. I'll put a goal on my board. I've got my goals right here for the month, and I'll at the end of the month, I'm going to be at this level with this monetary. I never hit it at that point. But you know what? Here's the thing, and here's what I've really learned, and this is what I want you guys to understand. Think of a goal as a target. It's just a target. You have to know, right, where you're aiming, or you're just kind of wandering around. It's kind of like a roadmap, right? When you decide you're going to take a road trip from here, we are in Boise, we're going to go to New York. I got an aunt that lives there. Let's go see her. You get on a map, right? And sometimes you deviate from the path. You run into obstacles. There's road closures, or just weather that gets on you, right? And so it's think of it like that. Your goals are the same. You have set the goal. You've got your roadmap. You know exactly where you're going. You're going to this endpoint at the future that you've set. But you have to expect you're going to run into obstacles. You might not get there in, the time that's been determined that it will take. You hop in the car and plug into your maps that you're going to go to New York, and it's going to tell you it's going to take you, 4 solid days, 13 hours, and 7 minutes. Well, if you arrive there in 6 days, you're like, oh, I really failed that road trip. It's the same thing with your goals, you guys. It's the exact same thing with your goals. Set the destination and give yourself, set that bar of excellence. I want to hit this goal in the next month. I want to hit this goal in the next quarter. I want to hit this goal, in the next year. And know that it may take you longer, but man, oh man, you're going to get farther than you would have before had you not had that target in place. So my challenge for you guys today is just reframe how you think about goals. There's no such thing as failure unless you absolutely roll over and say, done. But very, very few people on that path to success. Like failure is just one of those tripping points. It trips you up, you learn something, and you're a lot smarter when you get that obstacle the next time, right? So failure is a huge opportunity to learn. It's not as like devastating as people make it out to be. And shoot, I've also learned that if I run for a goal and I tell other people, they don't look at me and laugh when I don't hit it on time. You know what I'm saying? So just reframe your mind, you guys. Those goals are so important. Set your bar high, raise your excellence, allow yourself to perform, and surprise yourself. I guarantee you'll surprise yourself. All right, hotshots, make it a great month end. Mwah.